some lessons that we have learned. And we'll also hear from the lead person, the leader of Anietie of how the discussion went and how we arrived at where we are. But we do know that we do not pay money to get them.
Anietie Ewang in Abuja. She's a Nigerian researcher with Human Rights Watch. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Now, the people of Nigeria are angry and they're asking for more protection here. What needs to be done by the government? And my colleague Adeshwa Josh mentioned a bit, but what does the government need to do at this stage to make sure kidnappings and other terror attacks by groups like Boko Haram come to an end?
Thank you very much for having me. I think now more than ever, we need to have an honest discussion about the ability of the Nigerian military and the entire security infrastructure to deal with this growing concern, not only of terrorism by Boko Haram in the northeast, but this new wave of banditry and other criminal behavior from criminal gangs referred to as bandits, which have had their way in many northwestern communities, pillaging, extorting, and kidnapping people for ransom. Security analysts had warned that an alliance between such bandits and Boko Haram would be very deadly. And if this is any indication of what's to go by, it's very concerning. So I think we need to have a really, really important, open and transparent discussion about the ability of the Nigerian security forces. Citizens have been calling for an overhaul of the security infrastructure. There have been invitations to the president to address the federal legislative authorities on the security situation and the efforts that they're taking to ensure that things are different and there is safety and protection for Nigerian citizens. But these calls have been largely ignored. Right. And beyond this discussion to know really what is lacking and what can be made better, I think it's also building trust with communities, ensuring that they do not see the military just as this institution that is there to get them, but one that they can work with to really ensure that there's accountability for such heinous acts.
Now, these boys were held captive for a week, and we know of other students that have been held captive for months on end. What state are normally students who are held captive for this long? What state are they found in normally, and how are they being treated while being held captive?
Well, one of the things that's not clear is whether or not these boys ended up in the hands of Boko Haram or if they were with the bandits before the authorities ensured that they were rescued. But if we go anything by the record of Boko Haram, we know that these boys are used as fighters. They're trained as fighters. They're used to carry out suicide bombings. But again, like I said, we do not know if these boys ended up in the hands of Boko Haram. Media reports that I've seen come in today have said some of the boys from this particular attack in Katsina State did not have any food for 2 days while they were with the bandits. They ate once in 2 days. They didn't have access to toilets. They had to defecate in the same places where they slept. And many of them, as you can see from the pictures, the videos, look distraught and disheveled without any shoes. One must conclude that it must have been a really gruesome 6 days for them in captivity.
All right. Anietie Ewang, thank you so much for joining us on the program and sharing that insight with us.